AVR, today's best country.
Every once in a while in your scholastic career, you come across that special teacher, the one that inspired your life, the one that changed you. This is one of the guys that helped me get where I am today, and I can actually say thank you, and it's on the radio, to Ray Mc Leod, my grade 9 English teacher. How are you today, Ray?
I'm not bad, Jerry, at all, but, I don't know if I'm ready to accept the blame for what you became.
Ray, you've got a book out right now. It's called Hope for Wildlife. What's the book about?
Hope for Wildlife is the title of the book. It's also the name of the society, the Hope for Wildlife Society, that takes care of injured and orphaned animals in the province.
Now,
Ran into founder Hope Swinimer about 3 years ago when I retired, and I started to realize there were lots of stories around there, stories that, that could break your heart or make your heart feel warm or just be darn interesting, involving what her people and she have gone through over the years in rescuing and taking care of animals. So I picked 29 of them, narrowed it down to 19, and wrote 19 stories, and then had the publisher tell me that was way too many, and so we cut it to 14. But there's lots of good pictures and 14 interesting stories, and the thing is selling like hotcakes.
Well, Ray, is there any one incident that inspired you to write the book?
No, there was no one in particular. It's just that every time I talked to Hope or her workers, they'd have what started out to be a normal story of getting an animal in, trying to fix it up and get it back out again, and then the thing would segue off into some ridiculous, really strange story where, for example, you release a bobcat you've had for 2 years and it's fully grown, and let it loose in the woods and think that's the last of it, and then 2 or 3 weeks later you wake up in the middle of the night and there's a bobcat that could crawl through your open window and in bed with you. Things like that don't happen in normal stories.
Is this your first book that you ever wrote, Ray?
Yeah, first book. I was a journalist for many years before I became a teacher, and I've been freelancing the last 5 or 6 years as well as my teaching years declined. And it probably won't be my last, but it was an easy one to write because each story in itself was self-contained. So instead of writing a book with 14 chapters, I wrote 14 stories and put them together to form the book.
Now, you're actually going to be at Coles in New Minas. What's going on there, Ray?
Well, we're going to have a book signing and just a discussion of the book with anybody who wants to come in and talk about writing, talk about the book, and have their book signed. That'll be at noon on Saturday.
All right. Well, I'll guarantee you that I will be there to check you out, and hopefully you don't correct my grammar or anything I've said.
Well, then the other thing is, Jerry, even though this is a book about wildlife, I felt it would be more appropriate if I did not write anything about you in it.
Oh, thanks a lot, Ray, and I will see you Saturday at noon for the book signing at Coles Bookstore in New Minas.
AVR, today's best country.